Well, this month, December, since it's almost coming up to Christmas, we're going to have two parades. One, which will be on Christmas Eve, and the other, well, stays right on here. Wow. This month, we're going to have two parades. One, a regular Big Balloon Parade, and another, a special Big Balloon Parade celebrating Christmas, which will take place on Christmas Eve. So, we've got a couple of new balloons, and of course, some of our favourite floats, so let's get a move on. Not forgetting the wall that has broken. Well, this time we got a very unique title float. And well, it comes to view, and well, disappears. And alongside the stars, we have our favourite Mr. Robot float. And this time, instead of them being on the bridge float, we got some of my friends as the Grand Marshals. Ben Bryan, Oscar Barnett, Aaron Mann, and of course James Price. Quite cool, isn't it? And coming to you for the very first time is a big red dog. And not just any old big red dog, Clifford the big red dog, courtesy of Scholastic. Clifford has basically turned lovable children into delightful readers. And he's a bit of a eyesore because he is life-sized in minifigure form. So basically Clifford, which is this size in the parade, is basically this size in minifigure form. And there's a little rope, and guess who's pulling it? Of course, Clifford's very own pal, Emily Elizabeth. Of course, Clifford's owner as well. So, this is our very first character balloon to be held up by a person. Because normally they're held up with quite a few straws on their own. Woof woof, Clifford. Woof woof indeed. Passing through the pumpkins is our Polarjet 77 Robloxian float with a pepperoni imposter. Oh, and by the way, this float's furnished by the Macy's Parade fandom, a wiki that's all about the Macy's Parade itself. And here's an old favourite who's appearing in this form for the third time now. It's everybody's favourite Fat Cat Garfield, furnished by Paws Incorporated. Garfield's here with his best pal, Pookie, which is about the size of at least 700 teddy bears in minifigure form. Well, this is miniature scale, so you wouldn't expect the balloons to be as big as they are in the real Macy's Parade, or otherwise, well, they'd be as big as Garfield. Garfield's also giving up a big thumbs up, and of course, he's celebrating his 40th birthday. Or was it 50th? I don't know. Probably Garfield forgets. But it would be bad if his birthday was on a Monday. Oh, not Mondays. As per usual in our parade as well, we have our clones float full of exactly 11 clone troopers, and of course a little boy on the top who's been like this for a little while. And of course, since this is our equivalent to the Sesame Street float, we always have to have our giant Big Bird balloon. Carol Spinney, the performer of Big Bird, retired recently. So even though Sesame Street is going to be sorely missed with him, Big Bird's still going to live on through the power of Sesame Workshop, the non-profit educational organisation behind Sesame Street, and so much more. Well, Sesame Workshop have all sorts of different shows available. Of course, there's Sesame Street, The Electric Company, and many, many more featuring Muppets, live action, and, well, more Muppets. And for the first time ever comes a float, well, not really a float, that is motorised. It's this little train car. And there it goes, off into the sunset. Who's that pilot floating up in the sky? It's not a bird, it's not a plane. Nope, it's Snoopy. His good old pal Woodstock. Furnished, of course, by Peanuts Worldwide. Snoopy and Woodstock have been good pals for a couple of years now. In the famous Peanuts comic strip. And of course in media. And of course Snoopy's wearing his aviator glasses to show that you can be what you want. And joining the Snoopy balloon every year is the Peanuts float with Snoopy, Charlie Brown and Lucy Van Pelt. Even though Charlie Brown's a bit of a blockhead, he's still lovable, no matter what he can be. He's a nutcracker. No, he's a toy soldier. One of our novelty balloons, decked out in black and red. He'll surely march along the way. As a novelty Christmas present. Oops. Whoopsie, toy soldier. And on the big red shoe car, Captain Jack Sparrow is leading the way with our favourite police heroes, Nick and Laura Brick. And of course, it can't be the big red shoe car without a fast food hero, Ronald McDonald, holding a bunch of balloons and ice skating on thin air, furnished by McDonald's themselves. Ronald is the face of the non-profit Ronald McDonald House Charities, making sure that kids, even if they're ill or not, get the need they so truly deserve. Will Ronald be able to float away, or will his ice skates hold him down? Look who's causing trouble. It's the Simpsons. Well, an assortment of Simpsons characters. Bart's on the front, ready to look for mischief and fun. And here is a Balloonicle, based on Mayday 51's own mascot. It's Brian the Bunny Rabbit, furnished by Mayday 51 Productions. Balloonicles are different to balloons, as they can move on their own. And they don't have to be held up by straws or bricks, and can move 360 degrees. Oh, here comes a little boat. This is a differently designed version of the boat this time, because, well, it's changed a bit. Police officers on the top, and on the inside, peekaboo. And ready to zap into the parade for another time is our favourite pal Pikachu. Not just any old Pikachu, Detective Pikachu, furnished by the Pokemon Company International. Detective Pikachu is the star of the ever so anticipated Detective Pikachu movie, starring Ryan Reynolds as the voice of this darling Pikachu. He's there to solve cases. And of course, have fun. Warner Brothers is going to be releasing the film in 2019. So be there or zap out. But don't forget, there is also new episodes of Pokemon Sun and Moon Ultra Adventures coming on TV, as well as the release of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee for the Nintendo Switch. Pokemon is surely having a good time right now. Hanging high and hanging low, Harold the Fireman is here to protect us and make sure that the parade is nice and safe. And of course, here's another float. It's got Snap Locket from Lego Island on it. It's a beach cruiser made out of mainly orange pieces, and it's extreme. Who's that flying up in the sky? I can see a familiar face. Yep, it's the face of Bullwinkle J. Moose. And his trusty companion, Rocky the Flying Squirrel, appearing in this film for the second time now, furnished by DreamWorks Classics and J-Word Productions. Bullwinkle's there to make sure Boris and Natasha aren't up to no good. And of course, Bullwinkle will always save the day alongside Rocky, whose inventions are really incredible. Yeah-oh, crooks are on the loose. But don't worry, the ATOM are here to get rid of them once and for all. And oh no, Artie the pirate has come to save them. But oh well, Artie's just afloat, so it's going. And then there goes the ATOM. And now, here comes an old favourite recreated. One of our tallest character balloons yet. This is the Quick Bunny, furnished by Nestle. The Nesquik Bunny is of course the mascot of Nestle. But what kind of Nesquik are you really wanting? Oh, you might want some hot chocolate. Maybe you want strawberry Quick, banana Quick, or maybe just delicious chocolate Quick. But here, he's not really wanting Quick. He's here because he wants to be in a band, wearing this awesome band leader's outfit. On this float, Pepperoni is doing awesome stunts. Well, because he is an Island Extreme stunter. And the leader of the clowns starts the second half of the parade. And that is Chloe the Holiday Clown. Done in this unique style that combines her classic design and her modern design. With a bow tie, of course. Here's a new float, furnished by Cartoon Network. Powerpuff Girls now have their own float. Each one representing a different model that can be transformed easily into something else. Quite cool, isn't it? And now, here's an old favourite. Well, I mean, a new favourite, back for the second time now. Angry Birds Red from Rovio Entertainment, ready to promote the new Angry Birds Movie 2 in 2019. Fred is making sure that egg is really held up and, well, held in. You wouldn't want to crack it, otherwise you'd wonder why Redbird is always so dang angry. And for some reason he's being lifted up with blocks. Probably one of his straws had broken and so. Yeah. Continuing on into the parade, here is our trademark Star Wars float. It's double. There's two floats in one, connected together with this unique Lego power. Look at all your favourite Star Wars characters on this one amazing float. Oh, and here's a Boopy Doobie Doobie Doop character. This is Betty Boop on a trademark Crescent Moon, furnished by King Features Syndicate. Betty is here for her third parade now in this form. That Crescent Moon looks absolutely awesome. Like, since she can ride it, well, I wish I could ride on that Crescent Moon. But it's just a giant float, so I wouldn't be able to ride on that. I would just probably break it or burst it or something. Uh-oh, there's a gun. It's gonna shoot somewhere. And with the power of Lego Technic, well, now, water cannon! And now, here's a cool character. He is the former mascot of 7-Up, and now the mascot of IME Entertainment, furnished by IME themselves, is none other than Cool Spot, the coolest spot of all. His shoes are basically the size of 2 minifigures. That proves how large they really are. And his arms, well, his hand could be about the size of a torso. So that proves how tall these balloons really are. Especially since for a character like Cool Spot. Oh yeah. And those shades are about the size of 4 minifigures. What a cool spot indeed. Cluck, cluck, cluck. There's a giant robot float with a giant robot and a chicken on top. Chased on by a giant balloon of a teddy bear. And there's 4 on this float with a giant robot. It turns around like crazy. Whoa! Hey look, here's our good old pal SpongeBob and Sandy Cheeks on this little float. Oh, it's so little that look what's following it. Yep, the giant SpongeBob balloon. A parade favourite, furnished of course by Nickelodeon. SpongeBob, of course, has a job at the Krusty Krab and has lots of fun along the way with his friends. And we also like to commemorate Steven Hillenburg on his passing. We at the Big Balloon Parade are sad about that, but SpongeBob will still live on even if his creator has passed away. And don't forget to watch SpongeBob episodes every day on Nickelodeon and Nicktoons. Uh-oh. Darth Vader is here. Well, that's not Darth Vader. It's Lord Vader from the ATOM Adventures series. What's he doing here? Ooh. Unk. Well, luckily enough, no one knows what's behind the mask. There's Harold the fireman, making sure that everything keeps safe. His hands look bigger than his body, though. I wonder why that's happened. And then there's the Bat car. It's a regular addition to our parade. And for the first time in a while, guess who's returned to the parade? It's none other than everyone's favourite superhero, Superman, or Clark Kent, furnished by DC Entertainment. Well, the DC Universe is getting yet another movie, with the premiere of the next film in the DC Extended Universe, Aquaman, coming out this month. This Superman balloon is quite large and has a cape of its own. Because you can't have cape, you can't have a well, you can't be a superhero without an awesome cape, and he's also got awesome underpants and an old Superman logo. He's surely Superman indeed. Thank you very much, Clark Kent. The kids sure love ya. Emmett Brickowski's on the little car that the Powerpuff Girls used to ride, but since the Powerpuff Girls have their own float, Emmett's now taken this one. Uh-oh, there's a giant mechanical robot. Looks dangerous if you'd ask me. Got skeletons all over the place. Boing. Yeah. And now, here comes a character who we weren't supposed to expect in this parade. In today's parade. Kermit was supposed to be retired in the previous one, again. But the balloon who was supposed to be making a comeback, the old Santa Goofy, had a problem. So that meant Kermit had to come back. And I'm sure enough, I'm glad that he's back. Once again, he's furnished by the Walt Disney Company. And once again, he's being green, but not green with envy, because there's another character who does just that, who we'll be seeing in a couple of minutes. Thanks again, Kermit. We all love you. Now we're starting the Christmas section of our parade, and here's one of our starter ones, and it's this little mini tree float. Looks quite nice if you'd ask me. And of course, here is a balloonicle. This is Jelt the Snowman. He can move around by himself. Because, well, he's a balloonicle. That's what they do. There's Percy the Penguin, a great balloon, and this time we have a member of the police force on there. Quite cute. Now, here's a really tall guy. He hasn't appeared in the parade since, well, last year. This is none other than Buddy the Elf from the hit movie Elf, furnished by Warner Brothers Consumer Products. Elf is here to promote the fairly popular Elf the Musical, as well as its animated counterpart, Elf Buddy's Magical Christmas, which is available now on Blu-ray and DVD by Warner Brothers Home Entertainment. Buddy's neck is about the size of 2 minifigures, so it's quite tall indeed. And in fact, it's so tall it has to be held up by another straw. You got the secret, didn't you, of how our balloons work? Because handlers can't handle it. The gravity of these is different to how they work with helium. There's me and Santa Claus, really all zoomed up in there. And then if we zoom out, there's a couple more stuff remaining. Got one more character balloon, a couple more novelties, and a couple more floats left before Santa. And here's another Christmassy float, and that is our bridge float with a giant Christmas tree. Hagrid's on here as well as Mario. Hagrid still doesn't know what's going on. That float was trying to collapse. There's Virginia. She's ready to deliver a letter and find out if there's really a Santa Claus. Well, she'll find out soon. And then here comes our Christmas market float. Looks quite Christmassy if you'd ask me. And heading up now is our favourite Grinch, the Grinch, from Dr. Seuss's The Grinch, alongside his faithful pal Max, furnished by Illumination Entertainment. Both the Grinch and Max are represented in their movie forms in Dr. Seuss's The Grinch, a new film from Illumination Entertainment that's currently in cinemas. Uh-oh, looks like the Grinch is stealing not Christmas, but the gifts. Someone grab him. But he doesn't care, he just wants Christmas to be over. Oh, what a Grinch. The mini quad bike is giving a lift to Buzz Lightyear. A good old Disney pal. And there's also Santa Claus. So this means the parade is over. Well, not really, it's just Big Man Santa. A balloon version of him. Still, it still looks like the real deal though. Now here comes our Snow Family float. Mama, Papa, and daughter are here, waving to the crowd as they please. This float represents the almost finale to the parade, which is of course Santa Claus himself. And we come to our big finale character balloon, Snuggle Bear, furnished by Lever Brothers Company. Snuggles in a giant stocking and he's all wrapped up waiting for Santa Claus. With his red eyes and, well, cozy stocking, he'd sleep in there for ages. Snuggles leading the way to the elves and Santa and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And hey look, there's Rudolph, ready to lead in with the elves and what's-his-face on the front. And Rudolph is a giant falloon, and a quite interesting one too. Wink. And as that goes, our elf family's here. Charlie the blue elf, Kit the red elf, and CJ the yellow elf, all replicas of Macy's parade balloons from the 1940s. And here we go. The finale, of course, Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho! It's almost Christmas. And don't forget, guys, there's a big balloon parade. Christmas Eve edition. Because it's best if I have a parade before I go off and deliver all the toys to everyone in the world. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching and bye-bye. Cool. Oh, oh, oof. Oops, sorry, Center. Well, guys, as I said, it's time for us to say goodbye now in the Big Balloon Parade. But we'll be back for me to narrate and maybe appear in the parade sometime on Christmas Eve. Bye bye, everyone. Ta-ta for now.